Hi, welcome to my video review of the SW-MOTECH mirror extensions or offsets. I've got them on my V-Strom 2020 V-Strom. It's got about 27,000 kilometers on it right now, and about 1,000 kilometers ago I put the mirror extensions on it. It's always been annoying to me on this bike how I didn't get a good field of view behind. I was always looking at my shoulders or my elbows and tucking them in to get a good look at what's going on behind. I tried the convex mirrors stuck on the mirrors, and they're just a waste of time. They don't really give you any added benefit unless you really focus on looking at the convex mirror. So that wasn't any good. So I've had them on, like I said, for about 1,000 clicks, and I am really glad. I'm really happy with the field of view I get behind. Just a quick glance and I can see entirely behind me except for what's immediately behind my back. But it's a really good field of vision without taking your eyes off the front too much. And so they were pretty easy to put on. They're a good quality piece of kit, really good, solid, well-machined parts. That's it right there, just the offset. I got it angled a bit just to get thumb and finger room for my switches still. And so if they was just straight horizontal, they didn't need to be out that far anyway, but it kind of got in the way if you got heavier gloves on for the cold weather. There's a little box it comes in, pretty simple. 4 pieces per side. You got the actual offset, which are really nicely machined parts. You got a bolt for each side, a spacer for each side, and then the little cap. And I got the little my cover off there just so you can see the bolts. But there's a little spacer right there. There's obviously the offset or the extension. There's the Allen key. And that's it for the bits and pieces. And then here's this little cap that goes right on top. And then I just got this pulled up so you can see mine was a 17 mil to get this on and off. You need 2 of them because they're opposing threads for me anyway. But I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I did it. No going back on that. And so the downside of these things is pretty minor, but it's still there. Since obviously they stick out further. Every now and then, especially when they're fresh on, you wind up bumping them because the mirrors are obviously there where the elbow can hit them as you're unloading stuff off the bike or whatever. But I think already in the 1,000K I put on with them, I'm going to pass that. I haven't bumped it on the last few rides. The other thing, minor downside, is I was in the habit of always putting my helmet on the mirror when I got off the bike. And if I was going in for a long lunch or coffee or leaving it for a little hike up when we're on a trip, I'd cable lock it on. So that with these, I figure it's not a good idea. It's probably a good habit to get out of as far as putting the mirror up there on the or the helmet up there on the mirrors. So what I did is I kind of stole this idea from a previous bike a little bit, where it had the helmet lock that came out right beside the seat. I just took a cable clamp with a little bit of rubber underneath, just so I didn't scratch up the hand grip, the passenger hand grip. And in a little, it's like off a dog leash or off of any kind of thing. And you can do it with one hand. You just clip it on there. I could probably take it off with one hand, but it's a little too much fumbling while trying to hold the camera. But it works great. So if you're going in for, whatever, a longer time or just even a short time, it's a great place to clip your helmet. I use soft luggage on this when I'm on a trip, so that would be in the way of that. But what I'll do is I'm going to put something very similar on my soft luggage, which will work identical to the same thing. When I'm coming out, with your gear or whatever, or your bag, I'll just often still put the helmet right there on the passenger footrest. But this is much better. It can't fall off. You're not putting the helmet on the ground, which I've just never liked that idea. So working pretty good for me. Thought I'd pass that little thing along. Pretty simple and cheap and practical. And that is my review of the SW-MOTECH mirror extensions. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again later. Ciao.